God be with you. Goodbye.
Can we do something about the price?
Sure, why not?
Satisfied?
You're right, Pinch Purse. Forget it then. Goodbye. God be with you.
Good day to you. What do you need? Goodbye. God be with you.
Блин, попробуй что-нибудь украсть, что ли, бля. Или не пробовать, бля. Блин, спалит. Блин, они меня все знают, бля. Так, а денег осталось 0,1, блин. И сыграть я, наверное, не смогу с этим чуваком. Ну-ка. 0,1. согласиться.
So, bring it on.
Ну-ка. Так. Текущий набор на очки. Так, что же делать? Цель этой игры двух. Теперь количество очков игроки получают бросает 6 костей. Очки даются за каждую выброшенную единицу или пятерку, а также за 3 или больше. Экс. Экс, блин. С помощью E выбирает и оставляет комбинацию костей, которая приносит очки. Оставить минимум одну кость. Затем игрок может перебросить оставшиеся кости. Такс. Так.
About time I went my way.
450. Да ну нах. Дядя, бля, хорош. Дай мне бросить.
That's it. No point in pushing it.
Lace, linen, and silk. Come right up and take some home.
400.
Fabric, thread, buttons, laces. Come, people, come.
1850 уже.
Everything for the house, garden and field, knives, axes, rakes, hoes. Get the best right here.
Блин, догоняет.
Fabric, dyed and plain, something for everyone.
We'll see.
О, хорош.
That'll do me.
1700.
God be with you, Henry.
Ё-моё. Так, чё же? Не понял, типа, что, ни одну нельзя, что ли, ставить?
Any chance of finishing before curfew?
Типа, у меня, короче, нет этих.
You'll find it all here.
А, вот 50. Ну, давай.
Linen fabric, dyed and plain, something for everyone.
Not afraid of anything, eh?
Strong linen, delicate velvet, beautiful and functional. Spades, forks and axes. All you need to tame Mother Nature.
If I was in your shoes,
250.
I'd pass while the going's good.
Кайзер, привет.
This'll be the one.
Бля, проиграл, что ли, я, получается? Кифалом. Ну, хоть я начал игру, блин, с 0,1 монеты, блин. No, no English. Germany? Не, no, no. $400.
Thread, long and strong to sew up anything you need.
Блин, попробовать, что ли?
Baskets for goods, torches for the night. I have it all.
Эх, ё-моё, 400 очков проиграл. Печально.
We'll see.
Блин, сейчас он начнет по одному, короче, выкидывать.
This'll be the one.
250. 2200. О, вот почему вот он так везет, а?
God's holy hat.
Найс. Так, а 2 шестерки не считается, да? Ну-ка.
Satin, damask, scarlets of
It's no big deal.
Твою
Not
налево.
much anyway.
just come right up.
О, вот это ему повезло,
That's
блин.
it.
550. Круто.
Everything for the house. Garden and knives, axes, rakes, hoes,
Ну все, это кобздец.
right here. Rags, fabric,
700.
satin. You'll find it all here.
Офигеть. Единичка.
Should I? Shouldn't I? No, I daren't.
2900. Ё-моё.
Strong linen, delicate velvet, beautiful and functional. Implements, instruments,
Отлично.
everything for work and home.
By Christ, they're falling your way and no
450. Отлично. Тут мне повезло. 3 двойки.
This'll be the one.
Thread, long and strong to sew up
О, 300, нифига себе.
That's all.
3900.
Welcome, Henry.
strong linen, delicate velvet, beautiful and functional.
Ну, попробуем. Тройка, тройка.
And torches for the night. I have it all.
Так, окей. 3750, блин. Спасибо. Чего? Выиграл? А, проиграл, блин. Минус 0,1 монета. Да и пофиг. Ничего не проиграл, блин.
Hail to the hero. Have you recovered from yesterday's great wound?
That was nothing. Except Mother noticed and had a word or two to say about it.
No mother's happy when her son starts to take an interest in swords. Where there's weapons, there's death. The question is, what do you want?
I don't want to rot in this hole forever. I feel like I don't belong here. I want to live and see the world. The world's a dangerous place and I need to know how to protect myself.
Spoken like a man. And as it happens, today's your last chance. I have to leave.
Да,
So,
готов, давай.
are you ready to get stuck in?
Yes?
All right, I'll wait on the ground by the sheepfold as usual.
Погнали. По-моему, здесь будет. Или нет? Да, ресталище. Не могу понять русский язык. Да, русский язык очень сложный.
So, can we get started?
We can.
Good. And since today's the last time we'll be seeing each other, you can show me everything I've taught you so far.
Файт.
Very well. Let's start with the basics. Keep moving. Your life depends on it.
Так, вы можете перемещаться вокруг него с помощью А и Д.
All right. Now try to hit me. You have to put your weight into your attack. If you just fiddle around, you'll get nowhere. Try slashing from different sides.
Непредсказуемость.
Unpredictability is the key. Never repeat yourself. Fine. Now you're getting it. Good. 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 The point of the blade is for stabbing. Try it a few times.
Колющий удар, а как его нанести? А, во, понятно.
Good. Once again.
На.
Again. Good. Let's try something else. One strike, I can fend off without a sweat. But if you chain your strikes, I'll have a much harder time. As soon as you land one blow, follow it with another. Very good.
А, комбо. Все, запыхался.
Very good.
Жестко.
All right.
Отлично.
I don't know about you, but I'm tired and thirsty. Remember though,
Mission complete.
you have to work and work. And the main thing is to use what you've learned in real combat. There's nothing better than experience, believe me.
Ты что, меч оставил, что ли? Да ну нах. Чуть не разбился.
God be with you, Henry.
Блин, где же взять деньги? Семь. Блин, что ж такое продать-то? Шнапс сотку стоит.
All you need to tame Mother Nature. God be with you. God be with you.
Короче. Продаем нафиг.
Brooms for your house, rakes and hoes.
Просто я больше не знаю, откуда взять деньги. Не знаю, как это по-английски, но, короче, напишу лучше. Вроде все выполнил.
About time. Have you got everything I wanted?
I have charcoal, the hilt, and the ale. We can start.
Good job. Let's have it then, son. Where have you been with that ale? It's as flat and warm as horse piss. Go back and get me another, and you can pay for it yourself.
Да ё-моё.
Stupidity.
What the fuck? Fucking бир, блин. Что-то я совсем забыл про то, что оно согреться может. Так он еще и... Он еще и забрал его. Что-то ты там написал. И в переводчике неправильно перевелось, блин. Лучше бы ты писал на английском.
Welcome, Henry.
Потому что что-то там кривизна какая-то.
Shouldn't you tidy yourself up a bit?
I'm back.
I can see that. What's the matter?
I need another pitcher of ale. The last one wasn't cold enough for father.
You want me to get it for you?
Aye, and a smile from you.
Good luck then.
Блин, не успел, блин, донести холодным пиво.
It's on me today. You can pay me back this evening.
Out of the question. Here you go. And this evening I'll have something more for you.
I can't wait.
The Deutsch is mouthing off again.
Oh, don't talk to me about him. He's a good customer, But when it comes to politics, he's unbearable. The number of times I had to throw him and the others out so he wouldn't start brawling.
Well, I'd say he's in exceptional form today.
Окей. Let's go, блин. Пока не остыло пивко.
About time. Have you got everything I wanted?
Да все принес.
I have charcoal, the hilt, and the ale. We can start.
Good job. Let's have it then, son.
Давай
Well
начнем.
done.
Наконец-то.
Let's see what kind of job the master in Sasau did for us. Look at that, lad. Well, that's what I call craftsmanship.
What does the inscription mean?
Damned if I know. Doesn't look like Czech to me. Latin, maybe? Lord Radzig ordered it. Oh, this will be the finest sword I've ever made. We got the charcoal? Good. Then fire up the forge. We'll put it all together. By the way, someone paid me a call. I reckon you might know what it was about.
I'm not sure.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure you and your friends threw dung at Deutsch's freshly whitewashed house. He was here with the catchpole earlier, and it was not a friendly visit. What got into you, Hal?
That Deutsch was talking treason in the tavern about Sigismund and the king. He got what he deserved.
Got what he deserved, did he? You can go and clean up the mess you made and apologise to him. I have a trade to run. The German pays well, and having my son in the pillory helps nothing and nobody, least of all the king. You understand?
Yes.
Look me in the eye, Henry. Do you understand?
I understand.
Андистент, блин.
And we'll never have this conversation again.
So you think it's right to let traitors speak ill of our king?
The boy gets caught, making a fool of himself, and he still hasn't learned his lesson. So Deutsch spouts rubbish, and what? You turn into a common thug. You might win a fight with violence, but you'll never win an argument. Remember, Henry, if you want to convince someone that they're wrong, try using your mouth and not your fists.
The furnace is ready.
Right, we'll do the grip. I'll heat it up, and when I take it out, you slip the grip on so it fits exactly. You know what you're doing. Do it. Good. Once more. That's it. Done. Now file it down so it sits well in the hand. I'll prepare the guard.
Father, why did you leave Prague? Who ever heard of a master swordsmith making horseshoes in a village?
I had my reasons, Hal. And here I have your mother and you. Why would I want any other life?
Do you remember Emperor Charles?
I do. Life was good under his reign.
Better than now.
He built half of Prague and a score of castles, had a bridge made over the Moldau, and founded a university, and all without a war. He knew how to rule.
Better than Wenceslas.
Better by far. But Wenceslas doesn't have it easy. It's hard to step into the shoes of someone whose like is born only once 1,000 years.
What about Sigismund?
Do you think Charles would have brought an army down on his own people like Sigismund? No. Wenceslas may not be the equal of his father, but Sigismund, he brings shame to the royal name. How's it going? Give it here, and we'll put it all together.
It's magnificent.
Indeed it is. The Lord be with you. My father sent me for those nails.
Good day to you, Teresa. They're ready. Will you fetch them for me, Hal? They're in the trunk in the living room.
Henry, are you all right?
Нормальная такая деваха. Блин, куда побежал? Ё-моё.
Here are those nails you wanted.
Thanks. So, how's Bianca?
She's fine. Why do you ask?
Just wondering, will you be going to the dance this evening?
We will.
Maybe we'll see each other there. Anyway, mustn't keep you. I'll be on my way. That sword is truly...
Походу, эта деваха. Ей нравится этот чел. Ну да.
Fine lass, eh?
Good girl.
Now stop staring at her and come and see this. It's time for the trial by fire. We did a fine job.
I would expect nothing less from such a renowned swordsmith.
Those days are gone, sir.
You haven't lost your skills, though.
Шикарно.
Would you like to try it?
Sir, what good is a sword to a
Let him
commoner?
try it. You still have a lot to learn. Ask your father to show you how. He knows what he's about.
Learning his trade will serve him better in life, sir.
Perhaps. But who knows what the future holds for each of us. I see that you almost have it finished.
It just needs a polish, then Henry will bring it to you.
Excellent. Fine work. Very fine. A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer. What say you, Svan?
True, Sir Radzik. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently. How odd to find such an accomplished swordsmith working in a place like this. A man of his talent would have no problem making a fortune in Prague or Vienna.
You're right.
It's a very long and peculiar story.
I'd be glad to listen to it over a cup of wine, but duty calls and I must leave. Here you are. Learn from your father. He truly is a master of his craft.
I'm sure our paths will cross again.
They certainly will.
Once it's ready, send your son up to me with it. Good work, Martin.
Sure.
It's been an honor, Sir Ispan. Have a safe journey to Sasau.
The honor is mine, Sir Radzig. Thank you for the hospitality.
A long, peculiar history. That was a long time ago. I might tell you about it sometime, but not today.
Will you teach me how to use it like Sir Radzig said?
Why?
Well, it could come in useful. Maybe I'll travel a bit before settling down. I'd like to know more than the tavern on the green and the forge.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow as soon as you set foot outside the house.
You talk as if you've seen it happen.
A man my age has seen a lot. Being a blacksmith might bring no glory, but it has its benefits, like keeping your head on your shoulders. I want to end my days in Skalitz, here, beneath the linden tree and by your mother's side.
Well, so do I, one day. But first, I'd like to see the world, meet new people.
Meet them or beat them?
Meet. You have to keep going on about it.
Then you've no need to learn swordplay.
A messenger.
He was in a hurry. What's happened?
Ух, нифига себе. Нападение. Ничего себе, вот это их там толпа, блин. Вот сейчас побьемся. Жалко, меч отдали. Хера стрела. Бегите, стоят, блин, смотрят.
In the village. I'll fetch her and we'll follow right behind.
I'll go with you.
No. You do what I say right now. Give the sword to Sir Radzig. If anything happens, he'll take care of you. He owes me.
Move! Come on, we're closing!
Move it, people!
Come on!
We're running
Come
out of
on!
time! Oh, Henry! Thank God! Get inside, quick! We have to shut the
Keep
gates!
running, people! Come on!
Mind this for me.
Are you mad? You can't go back!
Капец.
Get through the gates!
С походу родители его вальнут. Нихера он. Капец. Готов. Вот сволочи.
Come on, Hal! You can still make it! Run! Find a horse! Ride to town, Merc! Tell them what's coming! Warn them!
Run by the moat! There's a path down there! Jump down from the wall and flee!
Спрыгни с стены, блин, нафига. Да, вот там невысоко. Я думаю, блин, меч ушел. Ё-моё. Интересно, сохранится игра здесь? Меч пана Рацига. Ну что, попробуйте вальнуть этого чувака. Почему я на этого только агрюсь и все? Понятно. Да, уже биться пока на мече я не могу. Блин, я думал, он там один, блин, с одним-то, может, я еще и справился бы. Но вряд ли и то. Верховая езда. Свистом подозвать лошадь. Левый контрол. Установить силы. Кентер. Чего W плюс. Левый shift. Так, где лошадь? Что там было, блин, такое? Вот и лошадь. Седло не... А, седло есть, нормально. Ну, ё-моё, блин. Как долго прям дали покататься. Ах ты, ни хрена себе. Прямо в ляху. Ну, я одного лошадь остался, надеюсь. Ах ты, блин. Дорога, бля. Придорожная часовня. Так, куда мне ехать-то? Блин, вот черти, а. Блин, лошадь скоро упыхается и капец мне придет. Надеюсь, я в правильную сторону еду. Примирительный крест. Отстают. Run, Forest, run. Коняга запыхалась. Быстро она отдохнула, кстати. Да иди ты нафиг, ты что ж достал-то мне так? Выполнил задачу. Отлично. Его... А, в меня попали так. Я думал, в лошадь тоже попали. Отбились. Теперь в этом городе буду сидеть, походу.
Someone give him a drink and bring hot wine and bandages.
Чего, горячее вино?
Tell me, boy, who are you and where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the
A
ground?
huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Может, татары. Может.
Tartars, you say?
Yeah.
Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours. Grit your teeth, boy. I'm gonna pull that arrow out.
Не шутя, блин. Ее обратно не так просто вытащить, там она вон. Зазубренная, блин. Там с куском мяса.
It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand? There you go. Good as new.
Как новенький.
Thank you. If you idlers nothing better to do, get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage? Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground. But a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, sir.
Сигизмунд какой-то.
And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
Новая задача. Чё сегодня такое творится с рестрим-чатом, блин? Который раз отваливается уже. Ну и что тут? Что тут может сделать? Блин, почему БС лагает, блин? Что такое с ней? Так, а что можно съесть? Ничего нельзя. Голодный так-то. Вскрыть замок нельзя. Ты на частной территории. Если вы пойдете туда, куда вам нельзя. Понял, понял.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
Сытое брюхо. Да, согласен.
I heard about your father. They say he was a swordsman. I can't understand why he'd wait. I'm sure he had his reasons. He had a fine reputation. It's a great loss.
Это большая потеря, да?
Ah, milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojana here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Хотел в конюшню отправить меня спать, блин, офигел.
Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
Ну, естественно, сапоги снять, прежде чем ложиться, понятно. Так, ну что пожрать-то? Пюре из чечевицы, жареная утка, во! Давай, жуем. Все, берем. Сырок тоже. Ограничения в рюкзаке, я так думаю, нету здесь. Так понимаю, все за счет заведения. Поесть из котелка, тем более. Все. То-то же. А теперь чахнуть. Блин, вход еще с другой стороны, походу. Ну да. Время выбрать, которое хотите спать. Ох ты ж, ё-моё. А, 24 часа. Не свась. Интересно, после сна сохраняется игра?
Yes?
О, я так и думал, что это она придет.
Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady. No, no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine.
Шпилевили она хочет.
It's just what you
Походу.
need to help you sleep.
Thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers.
Пришла предложить утешение?
I came to offer you solace.
Интересно.
To let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here.
Тюрилась девка по уши.
Not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world. Although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Блин, что же выбрать-то? Блин, что с рестримом-то дурацким? Нифига не работает. Чат. Чё ему надо, блин? Какие-то процессы левые. Всякая чушь. Странно. Короче, чат я не вижу пока, блин. Все. Вроде вижу. Сейчас, наверное, отдуплится что-то.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands.
Офигеть, надо всю эту игру свою рассказать, бля.
I went to the tavern to buy ale for father. I know it's a job for a groom, but I didn't mind. My girl Bianca worked there. I courted her a while and we agreed to meet in the evening, but our meeting was never to happen.
Oh, dear boy.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised father I'd help him with his work and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzik. Father and I always chat in the forge.
Блин, все равно тупит что-то. Не, все. Ни хрена. Успех, блин.
Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town. A horde of soldiers was amassed. Pennants flapped in the wind, the armour glinted in the sunlight, and the horses whinnied impatiently. They were waiting for Sigismund to give the command to attack.
Awful.
And then death descended on Skalitz. Father told me to take shelter in the castle while he went to get Mother. She was stranded in the town, surrounded by Sigismund's butchers. And then I saw him knocking down one Cuman after another. I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, a knight in full armour, saw Father and charged at him. He cut down my father without a thought. And then he turned on my mother. And he murdered her in cold blood.
You poor boy. May the Lord have mercy on their souls.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle. I wasn't safe yet. The Cumans were going from house to house below the castle, looting and then torching them. They encircled the castle, and it was clear they could spot me at any moment.
May God punish them.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I wanted to help her. God knows.
Можно было обмануть.
Even though I had the sword we made for Sir Radzik, they had me outnumbered and they were well armed too. I only just managed to grab one of their horses and ride off. I couldn't help her any more than I could have helped my parents.
It wasn't your fault.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through, I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Сказали же обувь снять, блядь, вот дрыпался, сука. В ботинках. Че за человек, блядь? Чего? Что-то было написано и скинулось.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Намечается бойня. Ё-моё, блин, чё... Надо было проснуться позже, блин.
all they have to do is lean on some scarlet serf and you'll happily tell them everything. I didn't think it.
Так.
Not that I'm spoiling for a fight, but if I...
Да твою мать, а. Чертов рестрим чат, блин. Блин, я пропустил все. Опять арбалет, блин.
Hey, you men down there. Tell the people outside the walls to prepare for attack. Quickly, do you understand?
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmud in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Divish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
Good luck to you.
Halt! Who goes there? Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robert?
Sir Radzig, what a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people, too. These are dark times. Move out! Anywhere, people! Move out! Don't be a troublemaker
Короче, надо вернуться обратно.
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrols. Sort out the watches between you as always. And if I catch anyone boozing, playing dice or slacking off, I'll personally break every bone in his body. I want you to keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well, to follow the Skalitz people now he knows they've fled. Keep your eyes peeled and report everything to me at once. Understood?
Understand.
Henry.
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch at the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I'll have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. And don't worry. I'll tell the men to relieve you later.
Короче, на шухере стоять надо. Сейчас еще кого-нибудь увижу, блин, не дай бог. Так, а я с какой стороны прискакал? Блин, у огня нифига не видно. А, туда теперь нельзя пройти. Оттуда что поехал.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Если вам необходимо дождаться чего-нибудь, вы можете переждать время. Нажмите Т и укажите, сколько вы хотите ждать. Усталость и голод накапливается. Опа-на. Нападают, что ли? О, попадос. Да, их прям до хера, бля.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. We may be in for a surprise, though. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
Shit. That's the bastard who led the attack at Scarlet's and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markwart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Radzig Kobyla, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzig of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzig is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less.
А, не
You take
меня.
the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army.
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Radzig Kobyla is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzig Kobyla is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Немецкий еще ответил. Что-то бавакает. О! Разворачивайтесь и валите нафиг. А музычка такая была, как будто он сейчас скажет: все-таки нападайте мне.
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Get on with you, Robard.
Нормально, дядя разрулил. Опа-на. Поговорить с паном Бориком, заполучить лошадь и похоронить родных. Понятно. Блин, я фиг его знает, надо сохранить игру. Беги. Ё-моё, она только сейчас была сохранена, блин. Ладно, фиг с ним. И сколько у меня? 3 осталось. 2 даже, ё-моё. Ну ладно, фиг с ним, хрен с ним. Так тому и быть. Ладно, завтра, короче, продолжим. Всем спасибо, кто заходил, посмотрел. Всем удачи. Пока. До завтра.